Hi and Assalamualaikum. Today, we from Group 2 will be presenting on male reproductive system for subject HSM545 Health Terminology. Before we start, I will introduce my group members, which is consists of MIZA FATIN, IZATUL NATASHA, HANI NASREEN, and IMAN, and also me myself, which is NURUL FATHIHAH. I will start with the introduction to reproductive systems, which is the reproductive system is the body system responsible for producing new life. And it also includes all the organs involved in sexual reproduction and the processes of producing, maturing and uniting gametes, which is the sperm and egg, as well as supporting the development of offspring. And also there are two separate reproductive systems, which is the male reproductive system and the female reproductive system. And today we will be focusing on the male reproductive system. So what does the male reproductive system do? The primary function of male reproductive system is to produce sperm and then deliver them into the female body so that one sperm can unite with a single ovum, which is an egg, to create a new life. And also, some structures of the male reproductive system also function as part of the urinary system. Next, moving on to the terms related to male reproductive system. First, we have the perineum, which is the external surface region between the pubic symphysis and the coccyx. And the tissue of the male perineum extends from the scrotum to the area around the anus. Next, we have the genitalia, which is the organs of reproduction and their associated structures divided by two, which is external genitalia and internal genitalia. External genitalia are reproductive organs located outside of the body cavity, and the internal genitalia are reproductive organs protected within the body. And the next presenter will be explaining more on the external genitalia or external male reproductive system.
So next, I will be presenting about the external part and function of the male reproductive system. There are three main parts, which are penis, scrotum, and testis. Now, let's begin with the penis, which is the external male organ used for both urination and sexual reproduction. The urethra is a tube that runs through the penis and allows urine to exit the body from the bladder. This is part of the urinary system. During sexual arousal, blood flows into a special tissues inside the penis called the corpora cavernosa and corpus spongiosum. This erectile tissue fills with blood and causes the penis to become erect, which is necessary for penetration. At ejaculation, semen which contains sperms and fluid from the glands, like the seminal vesicles and prostate, is expelled through the urethra. As you can see, this diagram shows a detailed view of the internal structure of the penis. There are three columns of erectile tissue, two corpora cavernosa on the top and one corpus spongiosum on the bottom, which surrounds the urethra. This tissue expand and harden when they filled with blood, creating an erection. At the tip of the penis is the glans, which is highly sensitive. The glans is covered by a fold of skin called foreskin, which may be removed through circumcision. Now let's take a look at the scrotum. It is a pouch-like sac that supports and protects the testes. Its main role is temperature control, keeping the testes slightly cooler than the rest of the body. This is important because sperm can only develop properly at a temperature of about 2 to 3 degrees Celsius below normal body temperature. The scrotum has two muscles that help regulate this temperature. The dartos muscle, which wrinkles and relaxes the skin, and the cremaster muscle, which moves the testes closer to or further from the body depending on the temperature. A special network of blood vessels called pampiniform plexus also helps with cooling the blood before it reaches the testes. Inside the scrotum, there are testes and testicles. Each testis has two important jobs. First, the sperm production or spermatogenesis. This takes place in tiny, coiled structure called seminiferous tubules inside the testis. These tubules makes millions of sperm every day. Once the sperm are made, they are sent to epididymis to mature and be stored for ejaculation. The second job is testosterone production. Testosterone is made by Leydig cells, which are found between the seminiferous tubules. This hormone is responsible for male characteristics like a deeper voice, facial hair, and muscle growth. It also supports sperm production and regulates sex drive.
So next, I will give an explanation about the internal part and function of the male reproductive system. So the first part of the male reproductive system is the epidermis, which is a narrow coiled tube that stores immature sperm cells until they mature and where they are temporarily stored before they are released. Sperm undergo a vital process of maturation, develop the ability to swim, and fertilize and egg. They also stored here until ejaculations. Ejaculations means the release of sperm cells and seminal plasma from the male reproductive system. So the next one is a vas deferens, which is a long muscular tube that serves as passageway of the sperm cells released from the testes. It also connects the testes to the seminal vesicle and urethra. From the epidermis, mature sperm are then transported through a muscular tube called the vas deferens. This tube acts like a superhighway, which is a passageway, and rapidly propelling sperm forward during ejaculation. Next part is seminal vesicles, which act like a sac-like pouch which attach to the vas deferens. It also produces a sugar-rich fluid that provides energy to sperm cell motility. Seminal vesicle located at the base of the urinary bladder and open into vas deferens as it joins the urethra. For the prostate gland, it is also considered as a walnut-sized gland located between the bladder and the penis and secrete fluid that nourish and protect the sperm. During ejaculation, prostate gland secrete a thick fluid or alkaline fluid into semen that adds motility of the sperm. Next part is bulbourethral gland, which are a 2-pea-sized organ found beneath the prostate gland. It is also responsible in releasing fluid that flush out foramen mater and neutralize acidic urine. During sexual arousal, this gland secrete a fluid known as pre-ejaculate, which flush out foramen mater in urethra. So, the last part of the internal male reproductive system is the urethra. Urethra is the passageway of both urine from the urinary bladder and semen from the glands. In male reproductive system, urethra act or serve as both in reproductive system and urinary system. So now I will briefly explain or elaborate the sperm journey in the male reproductive system. So the first one, we start from the testes. This is where it all began. The testes are the primary site for the sperm to produce or productions. Second, we move to epidermis. Epidermis, from the testes, sperm move to the epidermis and they undergo a crucial maturation to become fully functional and store until ready for release. The third one is vas deferens. During ejaculations, the vas deferens act as a rapid transit tube and quickly transporting sperm from the epidermis toward the urethra. The fourth one, we consider as accessory glands, which is contain seminal vesicle and prostate gland. Along the way, fluid are added by the seminal vesicle and prostate gland. These glands produce seminal fluid, which nourish and protect the sperm. Finally, the urethra serves as the shared exit path for both urine and semen from the body. That's all from me. I will pass it to another presenter.
Now we will look into the regulation of the male reproductive system by hormones as well as the process of sperm production known as spermatogenesis. So the initiation of the process occurs in the brains, particularly within the hypothalamus. So today we will discuss the role of the hypothalamus in hormone regulation, especially focusing on the release of GRHN, which stands for the gonadotropin releasing hormones. So GRHS plays an important role by signaling the pituitary gland, which is located just below the brain, to release Purkinje hormones, which is health or the meaning is luteinizing hormone, and FSH, known as follicle stimulating hormone. So LH circulates to the bloodstream to reach the testes, where it plays an important role in stimulating Leydig cell to produce testosterone, which is the primary male cell hormone. So in this context, FSH plays an important role by acting on satellite cells located within the seminiferous tubules. the very site of sperm formation. FAS and testosterone work in tandem to facilitate the comprehensive process of spermatogenesis, which is involve the maturation of sperm cell. So spermatogenesis is a process that unfolds in distinct stage, beginning with the spermatogenia, the immature sperm cell. The process involves a series of division and formation that ultimately lead to the development of fully matured spermatozoa. So the entire process takes like roughly 64 days, resulting in the production of millions sperm daily. So the level of the testosterone in the blood play a crucial role in regulating this entire system via a feedback loop. So when its testosterone level increase too much, the hypothalamus and pituitary gland respond by reduce the hormone production, thereby assisting in the maintenance of balance. So these hormonal controls are crucial for the health of male sexuality and fertility. Thank you.
To conclude our presentation, I will be summarizing the key points and sharing some interesting facts about the male reproductive system. This system includes both external and internal organs. The external parts are the penis, scrotum, and testes, while the internal structures include epididymis, vas deferens, seminal vesicles, and prostate gland. The main functions of the male reproductive system are, first, to produce sperm through a process called spermatogenesis. Second, to transport sperm through the reproductive tract from the epididymis to the vas deferens, and finally through the urethra. Third, to secrete seminal fluid to nourish and protect sperm. And lastly, to release semen during ejaculation and to produce hormone testosterone, which plays an important role in male characteristic and reproduction. The hormonal system plays a major role in controlling these functions. It begins in the brain, where the hypothalamus releases GnRH, or gonadotropin releasing hormone. This hormone stimulates the release of two more hormones, which is LH and FSH. LH, or luteinizing hormone, triggers the Leydig cells in the testes to produce testosterone. FSH, or follicle stimulating hormone, supports sperm production by acting on the Sertoli cells. Testosterone is the key male hormone responsible for the development of male sexual traits such as muscle growth, facial hair, and sex drive. Next, let's look at a few common reproductive disorders. Oligospermia refers to a low sperm count, while azoospermia means there's no sperm at all in the semen. Benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH, is a non-cancerous enlargement of the prostate gland that often affects older men. Erectile dysfunction is another common issue, where a man is unable to maintain an erection. We also have varicocele, which is the swelling of veins in the scrotum, and cryptorchidism, or undescended testicles, which is commonly seen in infants. Maintaining good reproductive health is important. Some practical tips include avoiding overheating the testicles, for example, by not placing a laptop directly on your lap or wearing tight underwear. It's also essential to practice safe sex to prevent sexually transmitted disease such as chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis, and HIV. Doing regular testicular self-examination can help detect any unusual lumps early, especially for conditions like testicular cancer. And lastly, if someone experiences any pain, swelling, or changes, they should seek help from a medical specialist such as a urologist. Here's an interesting fact. The average male produces around 100 million sperm each day. That means the reproductive system is highly active and must be well maintained. Today, many tools are available, like sperm count tests and hormone level checks, which can help detect fertility problems early. It's important to encourage young people to stay informed and attend regular checkups to ensure long-term reproductive health. And that brings us to the end of our presentation. Thank you for your time and attention. We hope this session has helped increase your understanding of the male reproductive system and the importance of taking care of it.